Good morning, everybody. Crypto Whiskey here. It is February 15th. Hope y'all had a wonderful Valentine's Day. And if you didn't, well, maybe this market will cheer you up. First off, today is going to be some longer term plays based on crypto. They all surround it. We're going to trade BITO, uh, the Bitcoin ETF, and then Coinbase. Those are our main two. Crypto looks like it's that time. It's turning. It's entering a bull market. We're going to see how it performs during a bull market recession, but I think it's going to do well, and that's why we're going to play it. First off, we've got the Bitcoin ETF, BITO. Right now, pre-market is showing that it should open up somewhere around 14.99 or 14.19, excuse me. But on the weekly right here, we're showing that we're above the 200 SMA, and I like that. And I believe we're going to make a higher high. So what I have laid out here is we're going to take these positions today, and we're going to hold these positions. These are probably going to be, I'm going to say 2 months out, so buy you some time on your contracts. First off, if we end up above 1450 today, let's see, 1462. If we break above 1462, the likelihoods that we're going to $15 and then 1776 to close this gap. We're playing these gaps, and I think they're going to fill sooner rather than later. So we have a gap from 1506 to 1776. Realistically, I feel like you probably could enter it now with at least 4 months out and not even have to worry about it, not look at it again. What we do have to worry about is we have a small gap to the downside between 1289 and 1241. No problem with seeing us wick down on a bad couple of days to a week there, fill that gap, and then bounce, and it would make a lot of sense. That's a nice little strong area of support. So I'm personally going to play this to the upside in the longer term. But I did want to list out the downside potential, but even then, I still think we're on track to do what we're going to do. I want to be in calls out several months with an ultimate target of 1776. Now, it could, if it got out of control, you say you have multiple contracts, you could wait to get out because there's another small gap at 2084 and all the way up to 2195. So we're going to say if we took this in threes, let's get in it today. Expect 1776. And ultimately, you could leave a contract or two running to 21.95 if you buy enough time. But be wary. If we break below 1347, you might could play a quicker, shorter term play down to 1241. So keep that in mind. We're going hardcore on the calls several months out. If we get a little reversal, a little fuckery today, and we see a break below 1347, then let's play it to the downside over the next week or two, and then hang in there with our positions on the to the upside. That's one. Coinbase, another real strong. I mean, you've got ARK Invest is still buying up shares, and they have been every time they can get any kind of pullback. We've failed to close a candle above the 200 SMA 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row. We look like we're getting rejected from it here, but we're also holding that support line right there at 53.90. So what I want to do is I also want to be in this regardless of what happens today. I want to be in longer term calls on Coinbase starting now with targets of 73.90, 95.85, and probably want to be out around 116. You might, if you're just looking at long term investing, 2 years out, you could easily leave a contract or two running to 158, 219ish. But I want to play this in the next 6 months, 3 to 6 months is what I'm looking for. So I would enter today around the $59, $60 mark with expectations that in the coming 3 to 6 months we see 73.90 and 95.85. Now, that being said, same thing we did on BITO. If we see a break below 56.97, I would expect that we could play a shorter term put for 3 weeks to a month out. We can play it down to 53.90 and 48. So you can smash this either way, but that longer term one, buy it, set it, forget it. You don't need to worry about that. Let that run, but keep an eye on it, because if we get a retest, we're going to come down and retest that 48 and then bounce and make another higher low, and we're going to be fine. Things are going to be great. So those are what I'm looking at today. Let's do that. Let's take these long-term calls and put these away in your IRA or your long-term trading account. You want to be in these rather than not. We've already had massive retraces. I mean, what is Coinbase retrace? Let's take a little gander here. From the high to the low, it retraced 92%. You're buying at some pretty stellar discounts right there. And if we go to where we are now, we are still down 85%. What a discount to buy something that makes a 4-year cycle. And these are just extensions of crypto and Bitcoin. There we go. That's what we're doing today. Guys, check out the Discord. We have stuff like this set up every day. Multiple traders, live traders helping you out through your process all day, every day. It's only $5 a month. Come check us out. Join us today. Great community. Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.